In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create and clone additional quilt blocks that add to what the starter quilt already has. So we're back here in our quilt, and you can see that there are 4 hourglass blocks that we've already changed the fabrics for in a different video. But what if we wanted something in addition to the 4? What if we wanted to have 5? So that's easy. You can go here to the 3 dots and then hit clone. And now you can see an exact duplicate. This one is being used 22 times, and you can see that highlighted when we click on that number. But the 5th one is used 0 times. So what we can do is now edit this to become its own block and then use it in the quilt. So the first thing you're going to want to do is kind of see how we've clicked on that. It's using sand, but we're going to want to click and use a new fabric link. So we added a new fabric link. We're going to name it I to keep it organized and click on sand. Now the other piece is using G, but we want it to use I. So you just click on link and now they both use it. Another way to do it is to click on right click and then select all and make sure that they're both using I, which they are. So now what we're going to want to do is select all, right click, select all, make sure we have both those pieces, create a new fabric link it, so now that piece is linked to this fabric, and then we can edit what fabric that link is being used. So I'm going to use black and then save this to the quilt. So now we can see we have a new sand and black hourglass block, but it's not actually being used in the quilt yet. So what you can do is click on add to quilt and then kind of just drop it into the quilt design wall wherever you'd like to have this black and sand block. And it'll replace the block that was there before using the same orientation. So you can just do that as many times. You can see it drops in using the same orientation as the block before it, as well as that. When you're done having put that into the quilt, you can then just click outside to deselect it. So now we have that new block being used 5 times in the quilt. You might also want to change the binding. Right now it's using black, but if you wanted something a little softer, you can then also go in and change the fabric link for the binding as well. Once you click on it, you kind of save that to it or select it, and now it's there for us to visualize what the binding would look like. If you wanted to have a resource to download, you can click on the download image. It'll tell you all the fabrics being used, the blocks and the quantities, as well as give you an image that you can then download and save as a JPEG to your computer.